This is the most fascinating time in the entire history of the exchange marketplace, and we're talking about 4,000 or more years, going back to the earliest bazaars in places like ancient Egypt and Phoenicia and so on. And really, it is thrilling to look at what's going on, because we are in the midst of a world of opportunity. There are massive possibilities for every aspect of the exchange. And actually, thanks to digital technology, thanks to the enabling powers of networks, and indeed, of course, that most famous network of all, the World Wide Web, we are in the perfect position to have exchanges based on just about everything. Just anything you care to mention can at this moment in time be turned into some sort of an electronic security. And that becomes fascinating, because where we're looking at markets going is ultimately entirely, and I use this cliche advisedly, a paradigm shift. If you look at currency, we are in a situation where many people have grown tired and have given up on fiat currency. We're seeing Bitcoin coming along, and that in its own sense is, to my mind, a Copernican revolution in terms of what goes on with money. That's not to say that Bitcoin has to be the ultimate be-all and end-all answer to the whole thing. But we've been discussing cryptocurrency, alternative electronic trading units, since Capital Market Revolution was published in 1999 and even before. And yet now we've finally reached a breakthrough point where in the public consciousness there is an understanding that you don't have to hold US dollars, you don't have to hold Swedish krona, you do not have to hold euros. You can actually hold Bitcoin, electronic money. And that's creating a whole new worldview. At the same time, I think digital markets are doing incredibly well at trying to provide solutions. We're seeing social impact bonds, the perfect fuel to a society that has less money for pure charity, and the perfect answer to the situation where de facto Western governments are bankrupt and incapable of borrowing more money in the longer term. There are so many opportunities arising, it's just thrilling. And then, of course, we come back to, well, the banks. As I am not tiring of saying at the moment, the peak of 2007-2008, that also marked the peak of influence of banker power. Banks do not have the same power to intermediate financing in the world. That's critical, because everywhere in the world needs jobs. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about Laos or we're talking about Jurmala outside the capital Riga in Latvia. People need jobs, startups need funding, and moreover, people with pensions need to find new ways to add the benefits, the upside to those pensions in order to enjoy a long and happy retirement. And to that end, crowdfunding, whether through equity or whether through bond methods, is providing the perfect social financial method for everyone, every citizen on this planet, to be involved in the debate, in the argument, and indeed in the investment to build a better planet, to give people jobs, and to ultimately create a fascinating, pulsating, global future for the economy of the world and all its citizens.